Okay, this is what we're gonna cover is how to get completely out of debt based on Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. The first thing that we're going to encourage you to do is to save up $1,000 for an emergency fund. And Dave Ramsey, even though this is one of the, well, I can't really say it's an easy thing to do, but it's one of the most important things to do in this journey of getting completely out of debt. And the reason for it is a lot of people have never even been encouraged or have ventured to try to save $1,000 in their savings account. So now we're going to put a focus on that. And some people will, some people won't. If you don't, then the chances are that your enthusiasm or your discipline to do the other things that are included in here, if you can't do the first one, then you're probably not going to do the others also. So we think that's an important one. It's really something that you focus on, but it's something that a lot of people could put together and do it pretty fast with just a little bit of cutback. The debt snowball, it's a fun part. It's where we actually start showing you exactly how to pay down the debt in a methodical method or pattern so that it happens pretty fast. And just depending on you could have a lot of debt and use this method and it'll pay it down. There's no magic, no voodoo. It's real logical is the term I was looking for. So I think that's a good one. Then after you get out of debt and hopefully you still have your consistent income there, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to raise that emergency fund to 3 to 6 months of your expenses or the amount that you spend each month. When you do that, that creates a layer of security that you may have never had. I know the women are going to love that because that's a big deal to women, but it's going to be a big deal to the men too. Knowing that you can stop working in a job that you don't like, or that you can. Now that's not to say I'm encouraging you to stop working at a job, but I mean if there is a job change, you're not in panic mode because you've got some reserves that you can live through, and you can be a little more discerning about the next job that you take. And God forbid you have health issues or anything traumatic like that to happen, you've got that security, if you will, or you've kind of planned for some traumas that happen. And it's not that we're expecting them to happen. I just tell you that they will happen. They happen. After that, it gets fun. Then we're going to start saving 15% of your income into an investment account or a retirement account. And I'm not going to give you any advice on investing stuff, but Dave Ramsey does. And one of the things that I'm going to do in this session is I'm going to encourage you to watch or to be a part of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, which it just so happens is one that I know is going to happen in January 15th. So about 5 or 6 weeks away. There's going to be one all over the city of Houston. And of course, they're all over the United States. Dave Ramsey's got people putting these courses on all the time. I go to Second Baptist Church. Second Baptist is making a big push to do this in the first quarter of this new year, starting January 15th, and you'll have an access to the link. Actually, on this slide, there's the link right there. You can sign up right there. There is a modest cost. I think it's $60 or something like that. But I can tell you it's probably be the best money and, more importantly, the best time that you've spent for your financial life. So notice number 5 is save for your kids' college. Now, some people argue about why we would save for the kids' college after we've saved for our retirement. We're going to talk about that. So there's a very specific logic to that. And then pay off house as fast as possible. Well, I'd be in the mortgage business. I know that's a good idea. You know, the interest rates have been pretty darn low, but it's better to have a 0 interest rate and not have to make a big mortgage payment each month. So you can do the kind of things that you want to do. And it puts you into a rare group of people that don't have housing debt. Most people do. There's a very small portion of people that have no housing debt. And let me tell you, it's a good place. It's a good group to be a part of. And then finally, number 7 is the one that Dave Ramsey's keen on. I'm kind of keen on it too, is building wealth and giving as much as you can. And this is at that time when your income, and after you take care of your savings and things, you still have money left over. You can help others to do the same type of stuff, and it just gives you the chance to be a better person. So that's it. That's what we're going to roll through, and we're going to try to do it as fast as possible. And I may have rambled a little bit through that last slide, but here we go. Why save $1,000? Well, saving must become a priority. I mean, it's critical that you do that. And the whole philosophy is, you've heard it before, you must pay yourself first. So you give first, save first, and then pay bills. So you pay yourself first, you give, you save, and then you pay bills in that order. It's an emergency fund. It's a savings for purchases and potentially for wealth building. And in this particular, the photo you see here, this is a gal that's stopped on the side of the road, and she's looking at her car like, what the heck, why aren't you going? Well, car stuff happens. Life has all kinds of little traps for us that cost us money. And if you've been around for any length of time, you know that. Okay, so one of the things that I added in here is to do a monthly cash flow plan. And I'm not sure how close. Let's see if I can increase the size of this. Let's see. If I could, that'd be pretty amazing. Hey, all right, that's better. Okay, so what I did is just kind of use a little spreadsheet. If you'd like me to, I'll be glad to send this to you. So I want you to reach out to me. I'm going to put my number right down there somewhere at the bottom. But this would be real easy to do. Is the first part of it talks about take home, and then of course you have the months, January, February, March, April, May, blah, 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 blah. And then you list your debts, and the monthly debts you put in there the amount. It gives you a chance to look at your debts, kind of an overview of what you are doing, and you just kind of plug in all the numbers. You come out with at the bottom your cash flow. The first thing after you do this cash flow is you measure this against what is in actual happening. So you put this on paper based on either a checkbook or something like that, and then you verify it by following it the next month. And whenever you put together a cash flow plan, it's a matter of kind of checking it out and comparing what you've written down to what you're actually spending and just tracking it. And once you track it, let me tell you, it'll be amazing that the information that you discern from there, so that you just know where you're at. So it's a great option for you. So I encourage you to do that, and then you just keep it by month. What you'll find is if your cash flow is high or low or negative or positive, you'll find ways to change some of these things, some of the miscellaneous stuff. Miscellaneous $100. What miscellaneous? What am I doing with $100? Could be Starbucks in the morning. Could be whatever. Eating out. All of a sudden, every time you go eat out, I like to eat out a lot, but it's less fun when you're keeping a budget and you're seeing that you're spending, maybe instead of getting iced tea, you get water, and that saves you $2 each time you go. I don't know. It's just simple stuff like that. Entertainment. It's way easy to spend money if you're not thinking about it. It's less easy when you're thinking about it. So put all these things down and just go through this. I, again, would love to be able to send you this little template. It's not a big deal. I mean, you can make one yourself, but I encourage you to use this and to do this. So this is part of the budget process. All right, now we get to the debt snowball. The debt snowball is kind of the exotic part of this process, but what you're going to do, and that's same, just like you did on the cash flow, we're going to list all your credit obligations, smallest to largest. Okay, we're doing that for a specific reason, and the debt snowball is simply this: pay the minimum payment on all debts and focus on paying the smallest debt off. Okay. And then your primary focus is to pay this one debt off as quickly as possible. So again, I'm going to try to do the same thing. Let me see if I can grab that. Okay, so it blows it up a little bit. In this particular case, this example, this is all this is an example. I've listed these debts from top to bottom, smallest to largest. Okay, the total payoff on this diagnostic clinic is $50. Then the next one's a hospital bill of $460. Then a Home Depot is $770. Chase Visa 3,300, and the car loan 9,000. So you can see those are top to bottom, or actually the smallest to the largest. You'll see this we'll come back to this column. Been paying $10 a month on this. That's the minimum payment. 38 is the minimum payment on the 460. 45 is the minimum payment on the 770. We're going to continue making those minimum payments, but we're going to gather together. We're going to have a garage sale so that we get at least $50, and we're going to pay the sucker down. Okay, that's all we're going to do is we're going to pay this one diagnostic clinic, this small debt down. It's going to take us 1 month to do that because we're going to sell some stuff to do it. It's always a good idea to sell stuff. All right, then we're going to take that $10 and we're going to add it to the $48 or the $38 that we've been paying on the hospital, and now we've got 48 months that goes into, and it's a month later. The real payoff is $410 because we waited a month before we did that. Now it takes us 9.5 months, just under a year, to pay this sucker down so it's at zero, right? So now what you've got is you have 2 less debts, and you have another $48 in cash flow. And what we're going to do, we're going to take that $48 in cash flow, we're going to we're going to move that money to our Home Depot debt, which is $770, even though for the last 10.5 months we've been making the minimum payment, so it's down some. And when we do that, now the number I've calculated here is as if this never changed, this balance never changed. The second column here is if it's just the newer, if you'd pay this down, even paying the minimum balance. So the $48 added to the $45 is $93. You're paying $93 a month. If it's the full balance, then it's 8 months. If it's the smaller one, it's 4 months. And then now you've paid 3 out of the 5 debts. Next, we're going to take the $93 that's in the additional cash flow. We hadn't spent an extra dime at this point, but we're going to add that 93 to our 150, and now we're going to make $243 a month payments. And again, if that Chase Visa is still at $3,300, it's going to take us 13.5 months. But if our minimum payment of the 150 has brought it down any, it'd be $1,500, somewhere in between there, then it's only going to take 6 months for us to pay that off. And then the grand finale, you've got $243 that you just paid off. You've got this extra cash flow. Don't get excited. We're close to home now. We're going to take that to the $310, which is $553, and we're going to pay this thing. And again, the car loan is going to be paid down because you've been making the payments on it for however many months it is. But now there's only $2,800 left, and this $553 is going to only take 5 months if that's the actual balance. It could take as much as 11.5 months. So what I did when I was messing with this thing, and this is a little more Mike's doing it for visual purposes. Dave describes it pretty good, but reality, it's going to be somewhere between 25 and 43 months. More likely, it could be 3 years. Could be, but this is a little over 2 years. But that's still pretty darn good when all you did is just have a system for paying this debt down. And all we did is just goose this little bit with the garage sale to sell something. You might have a garage sale and make a lot more money. Maybe you could pay both of these off or all 3 of these off. It would obviously escalate this 10 to 15 months. And it's not unusual for people to get out of debt in a year, just depending on what you've got, and you just focus on it. I mean, you're just all over this sucker. So that is what the example is for this debt payoff. And, I may get a few questions on this. Let's see if I can get it back to the right size. There we go. But anyway, this is, again, the website for the Financial Peace University. I want you to be aware of that. Write that down, if you will. Or call me or email me, and you've got my information there that I gave you earlier, and I want you to reach out to me, and I'll send you that. Okay? All right. So questions are, why pay the smallest debt first? And here's what we've learned, and according to Dave Ramsey, the main reason, it is a win. I mean, this is something that is, Let me see if this will work. This is gonna... Oh, it did work. Can you see that? Yeah. Woo. One more. Happy dance. Okay, it's a win. That's the main reason, is because once you see that you've paid one off, it you get some enthusiasm, you get some momentum, and you get things going. It happens quickly. It's important that once you set your goals on something, it's not all dragged out and it's not complicated. It's real simple, happens quickly, and it's a win. You're empowered to continue. You get excited about the process, and you see that it's actually possible to do this. So bottom line, it's your best chance of continuing and getting this gorilla off your back. I mean, that's what it's all about. This debt is just weighing you down. It's tying you to a lifestyle that is unworthy, and it can be a lot better. So I'm glad that video worked. That was fun. All right, so how do I know when to sell something off, or sell something, or pay it off? And there's a rule of thumb here, and this is Dave Ramsey's rule of thumb. And he says if it will take you 18 to 24 months to be debt-free on an item, 18 to 24 months, then it's a good idea to sell it. I mean, if it's something that you love and you'd never think of selling, then don't, okay? But if it's something like, you can see the car sign for sale. If it's an overpriced car, and you're upside down in it, sometimes it's better just take that loss, sell the expensive car, and buy a beater for a couple $1,000s and save up money to buy the car you're looking for. If you're making $500 monthly payments on a car and it will be another 3 years before it's paid off, get rid of it. I mean, it's just the bottom line is you want to get that sucker gone. $500 a month is a huge amount for most people. And there's a mindset in today's world and with people out there that they think they will always have a car payment. Well, guess what? You take that same money that you're paying for a car and put it on an investment account in the early part, when you're 20, 25, 30, 35, and you can retire way early if you continue doing that. And it's amazing how that adds up. And I mean, I see people all the time that have $500, $600, $700, $800 a month car payments, and I'm thinking to myself, and you want to buy a house? I mean, chances are you'd be better off just living in the car. I mean, anyway, I don't want to get too excited about that. The impact of freeing up that money can be huge. The rule goes for anything except your home. I mean, why would it be an exception for your home? Your home is one of the few things that you can buy on credit that appreciates. And as it appreciates and you take care of it and you enhance it and you maintain it, then it has a chance to appreciate and be worth more. So that's the main reason that Dave Ramsey allows you in his philosophy to have debt on your house. And it's kind of picky about that. All right, should I keep saving for retirement while in baby step 2? So the example, excuse me. The example here is that you want to kind of not be adding to your company's 401k regardless of what the match is. And I know this is a hard pill for a lot of you, but we want to commit all of your resources towards getting out of debt. And one of the reasons is because we are sure that once you get out of debt completely, that you will be more inclined to stay out of debt. I mean, there's a freedom that happens when you get out of debt that's it's hard to describe. And then you start allocating your money, just like the college, the retirement, the house, the vacation, all those kind of things. But the idea is really once you get out of debt and you get out quickly, not many people go back. Talked about even if you get a company match with a cut lifestyle, extra income from a second job, which is not something to be poo-pooed. Getting a second job sometime to help you get out of debt. It may be that you do it for a year. You may deliver pizzas. You may do any kind of thing that would help with the monthly income. and it will help you get out of a bad spot. It's the term he uses is extreme focus. And when you get out of debt quickly, it just frees you up to do a lot of things that you hadn't done before. Then go back when you can and start investing in your retirement account. What you find is, think about putting 15% in your retirement account. That can add up pretty darn fast, and it doesn't take too many years for that to happen. So that's the premise. And again, here's the website for Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Okay, here somebody asked this question, so we put it in here. What if a baby's on the way? Well, God bless you. That's a true blessing, and a baby is always a cause for a celebration. Here's what Dave Ramsey suggests: is you stop the debt snowball and pile up cash. Everything that you've been saving for monthly, you just put that in an emergency fund, let that grow and grow, just on the off chance that there might be any kind of emergency that happens with medical bills. That way you'll be prepared. And after the baby is home and everything is okay, and you can take that saved up money if you didn't have any of the medical issues that can happen in that situation, and then you've got a big chunk of money to apply to the debt snowball. So that's our cut on how to handle it if you got a baby coming, and probably not a great time to go into the war room and learn how to eat on rice and beans. All right, what if I get laid off while paying off debt? Well, this has happened. People get serious about this stuff. They start acting a little different, and the employer goes, what the heck? So here's what you do. You go into survival mode. If you haven't ever been in survival mode, here's an example of what it is. Your lifestyle slashed to the minimum. You're not going out. You're not spending money. You're eating modestly, and you're going to make all the minimum payments you possibly can to keep things afloat. You're going to stop the snowball until you can find work again. And this is a situation where you have not just a search for a job, but you do anything. You can work at the grocery store as a sacker. You can deliver pizzas. You can do any of the little odd jobs that are available around your community where they're looking for good, dependable people to help them out. And then your next thing that you have to do when you focus on your survival and getting is to get a new income source. You want to get that new job. And really, your main job is getting a job. So Dave Ramsey would say, get after it. It's your job to get a job. That's what we do. All right, so how to get completely out of debt. This is what we've covered. I tried to make it short and sweet. Financial peace is based on these 7 baby steps. Again, they're save $1,000 for the emergency fund. Number 2, get after the debt snowball and pay off all your debt. Number 3, raise your emergency fund to at least 3 months and preferably 6 months of your spending, your expenses. After that, you invest 15% of your income into a retirement account. And again, you can follow Dave Ramsey's guide towards investing, or you can get with one of the financial people that you have faith in and trust. Number 5, you save for kids' college. Tuck money away for that. It's going to happen, most likely. Number 6, pay off that house as fast as possible. Be a wonderful thing. And then as you build wealth and give and help make this country a better place, make the people around you better, and just serve people, it's a great place to be. So this has been the Homebuyer Webby on how to get out of debt. Hopefully it made sense. Hopefully it was quick and fast. Hopefully the recording lasted through the whole process. You can reach me at 281-348-9899. I am the Kingwood Mortgage Guy. My website is kingwoodmortgageguys.com. You can find this information on homebuyerwebby.com. And again, if you needed to email me on my personal email, it's mikekmg@gmail.com. This is Mike Durr signing off. I thank you for listening and being here with me, and I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.